So let's get started. Grab a foam roller since everybody has a foam roller. Let's grab a foam roller. Foam roller, foam roller, foam roller. All right, we'll do this for, don't worry, we're not going to foam roll for 25 minutes, but we're going to start with foam rolling for 25 minutes. So let's start on our glutes. We're going to go right side first, so right ankle on the left knee, and then we're just going to roll forward and back on that right side glute. And you move around a little bit too, so you can sit upright, you can lean a little bit. Glutes are large, so don't stay in one spot. Glutes are large, Lisa. Doesn't matter who you are. Glutes are large. All right, stay in this same figure 4 position then, and if you have the balance, I just want you to pick the hips up and turn your foam roller in the opposite direction so that you can move left and right on your foam roller on your right side glutes instead of forward and back. So still make sure you're rolling on the side that has the ankle crossed on the knee. All right, and then you're going to move yourself however you need to on your foam roller. We're going to stay on our right side and go right to your IT band. So from below the hip to above the knee, rolling forward and back. Remember with foam rolling, the purpose is to get the soft tissues to not be so jumbled up. And so if you think about it while you're rolling, they're going to be all kind of mixed up like this. And any soft tissue work is just trying to get the fibers to lengthen back out again. And that's why it's painful sometimes. So let's switch sides. We're going to do left ankle on the right knee now. And we're going to start forward and back on the glutes. So the way we started on the first time. Keep rolling forward and back. All right, and then where you are in that figure 4, just pick the hips up if you have the ability to do that, and then you're going to switch to rolling left and right. Pay attention too, as we're doing the soft tissue work, that if you're more or less kind of tight, or there's like more intensity on one side versus the other, that side probably just needs a little more TLC. Yeah, more work probably of this nature. All right, let's straighten out the left leg now and move to the IT band. So that very most outer part of the leg from the hip to right above the knee. I mean, I say that because I feel my left side, Robin, more than my right side. I just want everybody to be aware, you know? And so the other thing, too, is you don't need to spend like 10 or 15 minutes every day doing this. But if you have some muscle groups that are feeling a certain way, you could always just run through like 30 seconds on each side of a couple different things so that it's more like 4 or 5 minutes and it goes a little faster for you. All right, let's switch to our calves. So we're going to go both legs, starting in the upper calf, and then we're just going to more or less move along the length of the calf, turning the feet. So we want to get lateral side, medial side. And if it doesn't feel like you're getting in a whole lot, you can always cross one foot on the other to put a little bit more weight onto that bottom leg. I mean, you walk. Calves are working. You walk every day. All right, make sure you've switched sides if you're crossing one foot on top of the other. And then we're going to switch to sawing. So that just means we're going to turn the feet to the right and to the left as we move up and down the calf with the foam roller. Get one more pass. All right. Then we're going to lay on the ground. The foam roller is going to be next to us. We're going to bend the right knee at 90 degrees, the right hip at 90 degrees, and we're going to roll in that very first half right above the knee, probably about 5 or 6 inches. So it's not a lot of movement. And then we're going to switch sides, everybody. Switch to the other side. Remember, 90-degree bend at the hip and at the knee. And we're rolling on the inside of the knee, or inside of the leg, just above the knee. All right, grab your foam roller. We want to get it set up for your upper back now. So we're going to start with it somewhere right around the bottom of your shoulder blades. I want you to give yourself a hug, and then you're going to pick your hips up, and we're going to roll between the shoulder blades and the spine. So if here's the spine and here's the shoulder blade, you're rounding your back by giving yourself a hug, and we're trying to roll in that section that's just between the spine and the shoulder blade. So not necessarily rolling onto the shoulder blade where it's pointed out, not rolling on the spine, but just getting in that little section right between the two, switching back and forth from the left to the right as you need to. All right, and then we're going to come roll to our right side. The right arm, the right arm should be over top of the foam roller, and you're going to get on your lap right below the shoulder blade, or right below the shoulder, I mean. So there's that little fleshy part right here. We're going to work on that. You can kind of roll up into the back side of the shoulder, but mostly we're staying below the shoulder. All right, let's switch sides. Same thing on the other side. Left arm is now above the height of the shoulder and above the foam roller. And I think you've all heard me say this, and you roll your eyes every time. But when it hurts, don't grimace. Just breathe through the pain, breathe through the discomfort, rather than squinting and crunching through it. All right, let's switch back to our back. Now, the placement of the foam roller is going to be a little bit different for each person. It's somewhere around the height of the shoulder blades. And we're going to keep the hips rested on the floor. Very slowly, we're going to arch ourselves over and try to reach the fingertips to the floor. And then we're going to come back up, hands by our side. So don't move too fast through this. You can make you dizzy, but let your eyes follow where the hands go. And then each time, just see if you can get a little bit further with an eventual goal of trying to get those fingers as close to the ground as you possibly can. We're going to do 3 more reaches overhead over this foam roller. If you can get the fingers to the floor, let yourself hang there for a few seconds with the fingers touching. Awesome. All right, we can put the foam roller aside for now. And let's get set up. We're going to lay on our belly on the floor. We're going to bend the right knee at 90 degrees, right foot, heel at 90 degrees, ankle at 90 degrees, I should say. And then we're going to pick the right knee up off the ground, raising the heel up towards the ceiling. Two more. And then we're going to let the right leg extend at the knee, and we're going to do the same thing with the leg straight. So we're going to pick the whole leg up off the floor, doing your best to not put too much into the limbs of the other 3 limbs. All right, let's switch sides. So left knee has a 90-degree bend, left ankle has a 90-degree bend. Pick the heel up towards the ceiling. Trying to focus on using the glutes. Make sure, too, that you try to keep the knee and the ankle locked and that you're not trying to use momentum of the leg by flexing and extending it to pick the knee up. One more time. And then extend the leg out nice and straight. Pick the whole leg up with the knee fully extended. Do about 2 more. All right, hands can be underneath the shoulders, and we're just going to pick ourselves up, and we're going to shift into rocking. So we're going to spend about the next 2 minutes rocking, and I want you to do the rocking that you know works for you. So it might just be regular traditional rocking. Maybe you add in your head rotations. You've got the ankle resting on the heel as an option. We've got the leg extended out laterally to one side. You've got the hip sitting back at an angle to the heel. Lots of variations. I want you to focus on yours. Like I said, we're going to do about 2 minutes. Okay, that's about 30 seconds in. If you want to time switching sides or switching variations. Good. Halfway. One more minute. Yes, and I just saw someone doing the leg extended back behind where you can do ankle circles. That's another variation. Thirty seconds left, everybody. All right. So that's about 2 minutes. We're going to do just a few more things on the floor, and then we're going to come up standing. But for now, grab the band I gave you. I'm going to loop it around your right foot. Have you lay down on the ground. And it's up to you if you want to keep that left leg, so the foot that is out of the band, either bent at the knee or laying straight out. But I want you to use the band to kind of manipulate moving your leg into these big, nice hip circles. So the knee, we want the knee to stay completely extended, so no bend in the knee. And then we are going to use a little bit of the muscles of the leg, but primarily we want to use the band to be able to increase the range of motion that you would be able to do in a hip circle by pulling it and lowering, like pulling the leg and lowering the leg, again, using the band. The leg's going to cross the midline a little bit on the left side, open up as far as you can on the right, arch of the foot up towards the ceiling, and then let's just swoop it around and switch directions. Shouldn't feel too drastically different, but you might get a little bit greater range of motion in that external rotation, which is when the foot is out to the side here. All right, so on the next rep, when the foot's up towards the ceiling, leave the foot in the band, and then hug the knee or pull the foot with the band as close as you can to, say, your belly button, so that you're in a nice, good figure four position, but just focusing on that one leg. So you're keeping the figure four closer, so the heel should be close to either the hip or to the belly button. And we're just going to do this static hold. The lower back should be nice and tight to the floor. And do about 10 more seconds. All right, you can rest from that. We'll take the band out of the right foot. We're going to put the band around the left foot. Same exact thing that we just did. So it's your choice if that right knee stays bent or if the leg stays flat on the floor. But we're going to use the band to work on those nice big hip circles on the left leg, keeping the knee fully extended and just being able to increase the range of motion of your hip circle because you have the band helping you get through the range of motion. Remember to let the foot or the leg, the left leg, cross the midline, meaning it comes over towards the right side a little bit. And let's switch directions, everybody. So we're just going to keep doing hip circles. We're going to go in the opposite direction. When the foot or the leg is out to the left side, just try to get it as close to the floor as you can, as long as you can, and then use the band to help pull the leg up. All right, and then pull that left foot in, heel towards the hip or towards the belly button. Lower back is flat and tight to the floor. We're just going to do a static hold. All right, you can let the left foot go. And then we're just going to make our way up to standing, however is easiest for you to get there. Going to take your band, nice wide grip on the band. Elbows stay fully extended. And then one arm is up, one arm is down. Keeping some tension on your band. Big circles. When you get to the overhead position, you should feel like the tension on the band increases, that the length of the band increases. And then switch directions. Really focus on trying to keep the elbows fully extended so that you're moving in your shoulders. And then we're going to go to overhead, everybody. And then slowly lower the band behind to the lower back. Come overhead again. Drop the band to your hips in front. And at whatever range of motion you have, hopefully you can get all the way back behind. But if not, stop at your limit. All right, take the band. Let's loop it underneath the feet. Little bend in the knees. Hinged at the hips. Just a little resistance on the good morning stretch. So nice, strong, flat back. Two more reps. All right, we're going to put the band down. I don't think most of us think about using windmills as mobility, but without weight, they really can be. So I want you to get your heels on a line, the same line as each other. We're going to start with the right arm overhead. So I want you to leave your heels planted and adjust your toes or your feet to face in the opposite direction. Shift your weight into the right hip. And then just very slowly lower yourself down. Nice, strong spine. So no movement in the spine. You're moving in the hip. Now when we're here with the arm overhead, take the arm and rotate in the shoulder 2 or 3 times. Try to take the hand then and rest it behind the ear. And then come back to overhead. And we're going to stand back up. So that'll be a rep for us. So we're going to stay on the right side. We're going to kick the right hip out and then fold nice and slow to the bottom of it, as far as you can, of your windmill. Take the hand that's overhead. We'll rotate it 2 times and then bend at the elbow. Rest the hand right behind the ear. Keep that right shoulder open. And then we're going to go overhead and stand up. We're going to do that one more time on this side. So again, hinge into the right hip. Slowly lower yourself down along the inseam of the left leg. Take the right arm, rotate it around twice. Keep that elbow up high, that shoulder open, hand behind the ear. Hold it, come back up, and then stand. Whew. We're going to switch sides. So left arm is up. Heels are still in that same plane. Toes are facing to the right. Hinge into the left hip. Fold. Take the left hand, rotate it twice. Keep that elbow up high. Touch the hand behind the ear. And then we're overhead and stand. 2 more reps. I think we've got it at this point, but hinge at the bottom. Rotate in the shoulder. Move the hand twice. Place the hand behind the ear. Hold it. Keep the shoulder open. Keep the elbow up high. Extend the elbow again. Come up to standing. We've got one more time. Hinge. Fold. Moving at the hand in the shoulder. Place the hand behind the ear. Really focus on keeping that shoulder open. And then reach the arm up. And stand. Rest. We'll swing out the arms for the last 9 seconds. All right, everybody. Nice work. Good work, good work. Good work, good work. Okay.